Welcome to the Lazy and Lock channel. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. Thank you for stopping by. And if you're a returning subscriber, as usual, thank you for your subscription and welcome back to the channel. Now, today's video, I'm going to be unveiling and giving a deep analysis on my experience going to the African Braid shop for the first time for them to do a full head retwist on my Micro Locs. What makes this retwist very special, at least to me, is that this is the first time that I've gotten my head fully retwisted using my Micro Locs adhesive. I'm going to talk a little bit about it and how I was able to get somebody outside of me, even though I'm a DIY maintainer of my Micro Locs. I wanted to see how this would work if I was to take it into a professional setting and have somebody else use it on my locks. If you want to know how much did I paid $300. That was the price for service. And you can add on another $75 because I paid $75 for tips. So altogether, I paid $375 in total. How long did it take? I got in the chair. My appointment was at 9 o'clock, but I got there a little late. So I got in the chair at 9:30 and I was out the chair by 1:15. How did they do it? I brought my own glue. So this is a glue, and this is something that I've been working on for over 3 years, and it's finally coming to its fruition. And it is a solution or glue or adhesive for maintaining smaller locks. And it's something that I'm working on. I'm working with a lab on this, all of that good jazz. I'm not really going to go into the specifics in this video, but currently I'm in the testing phase. So I wanted to see how this product will work outside of my hands. I already know if I use it, it's gonna work. I've been using this type of maintenance style for over 3 years now. At this point, I wanted to see how would this work if I was to take this and go to a salon, preferably a braid shop, not a loctician. This is something for a DIYer. And I wanted to see how this will work if you was to buy it or anybody was to buy it and you're like, you know what, I don't feel like doing my locks, but I know this could work. This is how I maintain my locks. If I was to take this into a shop, how would they work with it and how would it work for me? So I'm in the testing phases of all of this. I'm taking everything in, and what better way than to, again, be a guinea pig myself, go into a shop and see, for one, if they'll even do the services for me, and two, how would that look? How would it feel? The comfortability. Now I'm testing out packaging to see how does the formula come out of the packaging? How does it disperse? All of this stuff. When I went to the African Braid shop, I had all of these things in mind. So I went in there, and in the beginning, they were very skeptical. They kind of didn't know what I wanted. I went in there and I explained to them exactly what I wanted to do. So when I went in there, they was like retwist, and they looked at my head. It was like, oh my goodness. So the first thing I did was I assured them that it's not going to be as hard as you think it is, because I have something that I want y'all to use. And is it okay if I teach y'all or show you all an example of how I want it done? So they circled around. I went in front of the mirror and I did a sample for them so they could see exactly how I wanted it done. And once I showed them that first time, they got to it. You could tell, like, they were very light-handed at first. It was 3 women working on my head, by the way. So 3 women was working on my head, and you could just tell each person's, I guess, nervous level using it. But once they got a hang of it, they was on board. And one of them was just like, wow, this is good. Like, this is really good. And they really liked it and enjoyed using it. Another thing I did was I brought different packaging so that they can test out which way is more comfortable for them to use. So I had about 4 different packages that I brought to them with different tips and stuff like that. And I kind of let them choose how they want to use it. I got a gauge of the comfortability for the person using it that's not me, right? So that was a great thing. Also, they were just very open to everything that I was telling them to do. There was no pushback whatsoever. And I kind of spoke about this in a previous video with the pushback that comes along with stuff like this. This is so like far gone. Like thinking about putting glue in your hair, like what? It's such a far gone type of concept. Just to go into a shop and just tell them what to do and they just do it. And I just sit back and I'm like, okay, this is cool, right? So that was the good. Let's get to the bad. And the bad is there was some slip ups with the glue on me. I'm testing out different packaging. One of the packaging has a bigger gauge where the solution comes out. And one of the ladies was very squeeze friendly and I guess she underestimated how much of the solution could come out. And right in the front, she was very, like, it kind of just like poured on my locks. And you can see, or maybe not, but there is some residue here. And that is unfortunately the glue that spilled on my locks. And then I also had some glue that spilled right here in the back. And I know for a fact that it was packaging because the gauge where that liquid comes out is just so much bigger, that hole. And that's good for me to know. So I know that that bottle packaging is not going to be included whatsoever. This is what happens with testing. Now, I also observed, how does it feel when it poured on my scalp? Was it burning? And it didn't burn. But it does feel like a scab in that area. It feels like when, I don't know, when you get a relaxer, if you remember back in the day, and you would just, like, you would scratch a part where the relaxer was, and then over a few days, you'll get a scab in that area. That's what it feels like. It doesn't hurt, it's not irritating, but you can definitely feel that there's something on the scalp. And the good thing is it's been 24 hours now and I could already feel it kind of like lifting up. I tried to dye my hair over, but unfortunately, I had some hair paint wax in my hair, some gray hair paint wax, and I thought that I could just put the dye over the hair paint wax without washing out the hair paint wax. And like, I still have some of that hair paint wax in. I just want to say that this video is really to inspire a lot of you. I know so many of you want Micro Locs. Like, I see it in my comments. I see it even in messages that I get. So many of y'all want Micro Locs, but y'all are so intimidated by the maintenance of it, and it's almost like scary territory. Like, y'all want the locks, but y'all don't want to have to deal with the maintenance and the upkeep of it. And I totally understand that. But what I also want to say is, don't look at me when my hair is at its worst state and think that that's going to be you if you was to get Micro Locs. I choose to go very long stretches with my locks. I choose not to be on a schedule. And because of that, there will be things going on with my locks that happens all the time. So for example, I do lose locks frequently. I don't even like to say lose locks because they end up being replaced anyway, but there are locks that become displaced out of my head. There are locks that become displaced. There's also a lot of thinning that happens with my locks, and also just the cleanliness of my locks, to be honest. I also go long stretches without washing my locks. So there's a lot of things that I kind of just put my locks through just because it's the way that I like to maintain my locks. But don't look at that and think that if you get Micro Locs, that's what's going to be your fate or your reality if you was to get Micro Locs. This is just how my journey goes. And the good thing about me is I won't let it go on forever. So I will stretch my locks out as far as I could go, but I know at a certain point in time, you got to get to it. You got to get your locks back on track. So this was a whole experiment. This was a whole testing project, and my head was the case study. But they did a really good job. I'm so mad that I didn't wash that hair paint wax. Like, a lot of that hair paint wax I didn't wash out, and it's just showing through the black. But I just wanted to come on here because, again, nothing is perfect, right? I'm not coming on here saying that this is like a miracle solution that's going to change your life if you DIY your micro locks and DIY your micro locks maintenance, but it could be a good way to maintenance your locks in a different way that's different from what you're typically used to. So I just wanted to come on here and give a personal account. This was my experience going to the African Braid shop, and I will definitely go back again. I'm considering going to them actually to just, you know, go and just give them my stuff, letting them do what they do, to be honest. They did a really good job, and they was happy. They was excited. It was like, yes, we love this. It was a win for me. I enjoyed going there. I'm definitely gonna go back again. And I told them to probably expect me around February, March. I'll see how I feel about it, but for the most part, I just wanted to get my account. This is my locks now. And, you know, we did have a slip up right here, but other than that, it was a good experience. So thank you all so much for watching this video. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you really like this video, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Thank you all so much for watching. Until the next video, y'all take care of yourselves. And this is my hair, y'all. I can't believe I did not wash out this hair paint wax. But y'all take care. See y'all in the next video. Bye.